one we usually deal with here in our school. Those students that have a medical condition, especially because we have a high population of students with disabilities. When they're in the borderline, especially if they're mainstream, and they know that they're different than you, and that they learn different than you, they have this thing, and they kind of cry a lot. You know, why can't I be like them? Why do I have this? You know, the fact that they feel hopeless because they cannot do anything better than, even though what they do is the best they can do. And I want you to look at this. Look at the bracket of age 45 to 64. They have the highest rate. 45 to 64. You know, by that time, that's the majority of us here in this room. Why do you think that we have the highest rate in that bracket?
We have a lot more illness.
More illness?
We have a lot more people that they find out they're sick, and they don't want to deal with side effects of being ill. And we have a lot more people going through setting, divorce or some kind of
What else? Financial stress. Or maybe we're already 45, and here I am, and I haven't accomplished my dream. You know, I don't have kids. All my friends are married and with children, and we feel like, our dreams just went by, and we didn't accomplish them, right? Now look at the ages all the way to the top, 10 to 24. 5. You know, it's 5,000 plus in just the 15 to 24. Now, this is how you can help us. This is a movement. All of us have to be together to do this. And you do this already really well. I think that by the 3rd week of school, you already know all your students. And this is how you can start helping us. Okay? Now, this is the role that we all have here in our school. As teachers, your job is to kind of teach and get to know your kids and know them well. Not like me, like everybody's honey and sweet, and, right? Because I don't know everybody by name. But you know that. You're the first one to know the kid. And you're the ones that actually see the changes in their behavior in class. Okay? And once you identify the students that you want to refer, and we're going to go to how you identify them. You refer them to us counselors. Not just to me. We have academic counselors, we can refer them to them as well. Okay? And I know some students do not want to come and see us counselors. You know why? Because they know that if they disclose something like this, guess what we're going to do? We're going to get mom and dad or one of them a call. Because we take everything serious. Even if you think that your kid was joking in your class and he said, I'm just going to kill myself. And he said it as a joke, as a play, you need to refer the student to us. Because we're not supposed to take anything as a joke. We take things very serious. Okay? Once you refer them to us, we sit down with the student and we complete all these handouts, forms. Okay? It's a package. Within the package is a safety plan. We develop it with the student, and after everything is in place, we call parents. If we feel that the student is in immediate danger, we don't let them out of our office. We call parents or guardians, and they need to come and pick up the student now. Okay? And when we're there with the parents, we have them sign papers, and at the end, the role of the administration, whether it's Ms. Peterson or APs, they get a copy of this form. Has a lot of signatures and dates of all the procedures that we follow. They make sure that we complete our documentation and that everything is in order. Now, we do have a lot of parents that do follow through with the medical recommendations. You don't get to know that. Unless parents decide that yes, they want you to know, so you can understand the student, what they're coming for and why they're sitting in your class, why they are missing school. But it's up to the parent or the student for us to be able to tell you. They have to tell us that it's okay. Okay, most of the time, they do not want you to know, because they want you to continue to treat them like everybody else. Now, this is one of the slides. I didn't like the word simple, because there's nothing simple about suicide. Nothing is simple. There are a lot of reasons why the individual ends up thinking this way. A lot of factors. Now, we are going to try to make you aware of the behavior to reduce factors. Well, we only have these kids for 8 hours, and you can only reduce certain factors here in school. But the majority of these factors, they happen outside, and that we don't have control of that, right? We can only do as much as we can do here in school, okay? And we are trying to increase factors that promote resilience. That's what we're doing here today, giving you some tools for you to help us do our job better, okay? And there are 3 parts: the prevention, the intervention, and the prevention. The first one, that's what you do. When you know your students and you know that they're not acting the same, if that person is very happy all the time, go lucky, and one day she comes and she's all blue and sad, that's what you identify. Okay? And the intervention is when you ask the student, are you okay? Why are you blue today? Are you so sad? You ask, you want to know why all of a sudden yesterday you were happy, today you're crying. If it's a situation that requires one of us to go to your classroom and bring the student down, then we do that. You send us an email, send another student, and you might have a situation, can you come to my room? And we go, we get the student out, okay? That's the intervention. And the postvention is after this package. We continue to follow the student. If you send the student to one of the academic counselors and they're the ones doing this package, they're also going to include me in that form that goes to the day. After I receive that form, then I start working with the student on a regular basis. Yes? Now, how to identify a risk student? Check for behavior. Sometimes when we feel that like it's a normal behavior, it is not. For example, sleeping, because I see a lot of students that sleep in class. They don't sleep in your class because they're bored, or because you don't teach well, or you don't teach the way they learn. Now, like for example, the first day the student sleeps, you go and wake him up, right? Make sure that you pay attention. And then he comes the second day, and once again the student is asleep. Once again you go, you try to wake him up. On the 3rd day, you go only once to wake him up. The 4th day, you already know he's just gonna come and sleep. And you know, you continue doing your teaching. And I know that they do sleep in your class. Because if I call them and they have the red mark in their forehead, and they tell me, "Hi, Miss Glenn, you woke me up." There's a reason why the students sleep in your class. It could be that they cannot sleep at night because somebody's coming into the room. It could be that they spend most of the night working, or that they're homeless. So there are risk factors why that student is sleeping. And many times we just say, oh, they're just lazy, right? But they're not. We're gonna not show you how to assess risk factors, but how to put behaviors together. Okay, this is not normal, we need to refer them, okay? And then the referral process and the follow-up. We do the serious follow-up. The follow-up that you're gonna do is once the student confides in you, and you refer them to us, you just don't think, oh, they are already receiving services, I don't need to worry about them anymore. No, you continue that relationship. And
so step 1, we'll begin with checking behavior. So like Ms. Cone said earlier, a lot of the times we'll see students that have normal adolescent moods, so they give you an attitude, they have the laziness, the poor attitude. What we want you to do is not ignore that, because like she said, that can lead to other things. It may be that they work, or that they're not able to sleep at home, they're home. So make sure you're paying attention to those different mood swings that can be misinterpreted. Also, observable behaviors. So when you notice a student is happy-go-lucky, and then all of a sudden you see a change in their behavior, their grades change, you know, they don't care about things that they normally care about, the withdrawal from their friends, you know, if they're alone most of the time. Those are also signs to pay attention to, because the changing behavior can be something that we need to know about. And that's why it's important for the teachers to know the students, so you're able to observe if there is a slight change in the norm. Also, an increase in the talking about drugs and different things like that, them giving things away. Make sure you're paying attention to those. So when we're mislabeling behaviors, what happens is we may miss something. We may miss those early warning signs that we're able to jump on. Again, like I said, you gotta see the kids more than us, so you'll be able to see the change.
On this one, like when I told you about the sleeping, many times what you do with the student that have show these behaviors in your class and you are confused with these behaviors, you refer them as a behavioral referral to the agency. Before you do that, use as an intervention. But because it could be something else totally different. It's not the student misbehaving.
Or call home.
Or call home,
Because
yeah.
teachers are not calling home. And you expect us to give them discipline, but if you call home, you may know that they're working or something is going on at home, because parents will share that with you.
And also, when you're doing that, try to, and we'll get to this part later, try not to call the kid out in front of the students, because it may lead to bullying. And then it may make them feel as if they can't come to you if they do have a problem. So make sure we're pulling them aside to get that information. So some things to consider, again, some things to consider. Has the student become nonchalant? Again, have they withdrawn from class? Has the grade dropped? And some of our kids are in a lot of activities, or they're missing practice, missing games, you know, they're emotional, different things like that, okay? So, also, make sure you're paying attention to the conversation that the kids are having. So basically, do they have a depression, or are they often angry? Some of our kids, and I've noticed, will come to us and they just want to talk. You know what I mean? They may have tried to come and talk to a teacher or different things. They just need someone to talk to. So, do they have erratic behavior? Is it out of the norm? So again, this goes along with knowing your students. Okay? Here we're going to assess the risk factors. So risk factors may vary between age, gender, like she said, the LGBT community, substance abuse, again, failing grades, bullying. And this is where it's important to make sure you watch what you're saying to the kids. Here lately, and I'm not sure about all of the counselors, but some of us have been receiving comments that teachers are making towards them, when I guess they're trying to chastise in a way, and what it's doing is making the situation worse. Because one, you're calling them out in front of their peers, and then you're saying things that they may feel insecure about. As far as a lot of our kids are deficient in credits. That's not the place to say, we have a 19-year-old ninth grader. You get what I mean? Watch how you address the kids, because it makes the situation worse a lot of the time.
And this is another example of bullying, and many times we as educators that want to speak to our students can be very negative. And for example, Ms. Lazos, and I'm going to defend you because I know her, okay? And I come here and I say, Lazos, pick up those phones, whatever. And if I am in a negative way speaking to Ms. Lazos in front of all of you, what am I allowing you to do? I'm opening the door for you also to bully her and hurt her. And this happens in classrooms. And let me tell you, when I see your students, I know how many of you are good and how many of you are bad and how many of you bully, because they come and tell me. I know that some of you cuss in the classes because they come and tell me. But when I use it, it's wrong, but when the kid uses it, it's okay. And then I had a guy who came and told me, you know, Mexico, I passed out in the classroom, and I was very embarrassed. And then the teacher made fun of me, but when she does it, it's okay and it's funny. But when I did it, he wrote me up. You know, it's like, you have to be careful how we approach students, because we really never know where they're coming from.
Another thing, also the breakups. They're at that age where they find their first loves, and oh, you know, we've broken up. a lot of them are dealing with these first breakups, and it's the situation is taking a long process for them. So those are important things as well. So just other risk factors, chronic pain, and I've also come into students who had family members that have committed suicide. So that's a big thing. Another thing, when the whole video 13 Reasons Why came out, so they have more access to things about suicide, okay? And that's where that exposure to other people's family members. Also, a lot of them are